So that's the Banana Splits Adventure Hour. It's sadly become a relic of the past, almost impossible to discover. It was released on DVD, but only in Europe for some reason. It seems to have fallen into complete obscurity and easily one of Hanna-Barbera's less cared for intellectual properties. There's a specific reason I chose this show, but I can't quite remember why.
Hey kids, put on your happiest faces, because the Banana Split Show is about to begin.
Oh, yeah. I'm back. I'm going to try to get back to a regular recording schedule.
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
I really need to get better at putting content out more often. For those of you who don't know, there's an ancient video on this channel from all the way back in June. God, I'm one of those YouTubers. Where I discuss the old Hanna-Barbera variety show, The Banana Splits. While I couldn't talk about every bit of trivia on the show, like how the banana buggies are the same vehicle from the cult science fiction series Space 1999, there's way more than the series in the original Hanna-Barbera run. After the cancellation of the original Banana Splits Adventure Hour, they switched over to edutainment films for a couple of decades. After that, the Banana Splits disappeared for a long time. That wasn't until 2008 when they attempted the relaunch I had mentioned in the previous video. The 2008 reboot flopped hard, and it seemed really no one knew what to do with them. It was just recognizable enough to be a franchise, but forgotten enough that it really didn't appeal to a mass market. Clearly it had to evolve. But into what? No one had the answer until two completely different and completely crazy ideas. One of which you probably clicked on this video for, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's one more piece of Banana Splits history I really want to touch on. It doesn't necessarily fit in this video or the last one, so I figured I'd just squeeze it in here at the beginning. In 2017, DC Comics had a crossover miniseries named DC Meets Hanna-Barbera. In these comics, we found weird and wacky crossovers such as The Flash and Speed Buggy, Nightwing and Miguel Gorilla, Green Lantern and Huckleberry Hound, Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, and the one I want to talk about, the Suicide Squad and the Banana Splits. This is real. I guess there's really nowhere to start but the beginning. Our story starts when the Banana Splits are pulled over by the police for speeding. They're late for their gig and need directions, and oh no. It looks like the Banana Splits discovered what gave the old set designer their ideas, if you know what I mean. The police immediately assume the Banana Splits are superpowered beings, also known as metahumans, and are taken into custody at Belle Reve Penitentiary. Here we find out Amanda Waller has sent the Suicide Squad on a mission that's gone horribly wrong. She can't call for backup, or the council will simply blow the squad's brains out from all the bombs in their heads. Meanwhile, the Banana Splits are being walked into the prison and thrown into the lunchroom. They explain to some fellow inmates they're a bubblegum pop group. I believe the reaction is something like, "Wow, I don't care. Either join my gang or I'll kill you." You know, the reasonable reaction. Then Flegel actually responds, real quote, "I want to play music and maybe get my tummy scratched." Snorky then just stomps on the guy. We cut back to Amanda Waller, who's now speaking to Deadshot. Waller begins to start saying, "I need to send in some real losers for this so no one notices, like real bottom of the barrel." And then she looks over at the screen where she sees the Banana Splits fighting. Well, in no time at all, Waller calls the Banana Splits in and tells them, "Look, we're in a bad spot. the country needs you to go save the Suicide Squad. You save them, you go free. Also, by the way, just a heads up, we need to put bombs in your head," to which they're just sort of like, "Yeah, that's fine." The Banana Splits all skydive down to where the Suicide Squad was last seen and immediately find themselves separated and with other members of the Suicide Squad. Deadshot instantly insults Flegel. Killer Croc threatens to eat Bingo. Drooper actually finds himself tangled up in a tree and sees two little girls on the ground. They then shoot up at him and he goes flying. Katana comes out of nowhere, decapitates the little girls, and horrifies Drooper. Harley Quinn digs Snorky out of the snow and convinced him with no effort at all to murder 3 more of the little girls because Snorky is a psychopath. Everyone from both groups finally reconvene, where it's revealed the little girls are robots and they're named the Sour Grapes. Yes, it's those sour grapes. This is the closest to conclusion that conflict is ever gonna get. The Suicide Squad then mentions they need to save their leader, Rick Flag, who's been taken hostage, and blow up the facility that's making the robots at the same time. Snorky just honks a few times, and Harley likes the plan, since she can apparently understand him, and they run off to save the day. Anyway, they sneak in, kill more little girl robots in really violent ways, save Rick Flag, destroy the factory. If you think that was all very sudden, that's because this part of the story is 6 pages, and that's all that happens. The squad and the Splits then have a heart-to-heart where Flegel says something like, "You guys really opened our eyes. Bubblegum Pop is old news, it's time to refresh." They then become a rap group. We cut to one of their concerts where Harley Quinn just looks super into the whole thing. The comic just ends on Amanda Waller just looking really upset at the stage, basically saying, "What the f*** did we do?" And then there's like a chapter of a story about Snugglepuss in the back for some reason. That's the comic. This is a real thing DC published, and it's wild. You know what else is wild though? Five Nights at Freddy's. In 2019, someone thought it was a good idea to take this
It's time for official Banana Splits Club business.
and turn it into this. The Banana Splits movie. God, what a weird piece of cinema history. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the Banana Splits is just recognizable enough that people generally know what it is, but not really recognizable enough to keep being a thing. So instead of letting a franchise move on, let's make children's mascots murder children. In the film, we follow this kid. His name is Harley, and he loves the Banana Splits. Like, come on, who's listening to the Banana Splits? In this universe, the Banana Splits aren't suits, they're animatronics. And I use the term animatronics very loosely, as what we have here is incredibly advanced robotics and artificial intelligence. This is iRobots if it was about furries. For his birthdays, his parents got him tickets to see the Banana Splits, so his parents, his brother, him, and this random girl I'm not even convinced knows his name all go to see it live. At the studio, we're introduced to the show's cast. Fleego, Bingle, Snorky, Stevie? Yeah, they have like a human best friend who isn't even remotely important. During the live taping, a new producer from the studio informs the showrunner he's canceling the Banana Splits show directly after this taping because he wants to take the studio in a more adult and edgy direction. Hey, P.S. Movie studios? Acknowledging the ridiculous thing you're doing does not make it any less stupid. Any Fnaf, Stevie overhears this, and since he hates his job, he's ecstatic. There's a raffle to see who can meet the Banana Splits after the show, and Harley's older brother flirts his brother into the group. Anyway, Stevie gloats that the show's being canceled and he dies like this. Cool. After the show, those selected stay to meet the Banana Splits. We have Harley and his group, this little girl who wants to be in the show with her father who is the definition of a momager, and 2 grown influencers who...
Actually, I'm a pretty big fan, so I think I'd know.
Dad, let go.
The less said about them, the better. Harley's older brother tells his mom he hates his father because he's disappeared. The mother goes out to confront him with Harley's brother, and they discover that he's cheating. Full disclosure now, I don't remember whether the dad died or not. It's revealed he's cheating, and then he's just off doing his own thing for the rest of the movie. Quite frankly, I don't care enough if he died or not to look up for this video. It kind of feels like some exec just found out their spouse was cheating and decided this was the best way to get back at them. If I found out by the time this video's up, I'll capture whether he dies or not here. Good? Moving on. Everyone sees an opportunity, and the little girl and her dad run off, the influencers go to influence, and since Harley is a simp for Snorky, he takes the opportunity to go searching for him himself. The influencers find themselves geeking over some sets from the show, and since it's so romantic, the guy decides it's the perfect time to propose. Basically, if you had any hope of this guy surviving, let it go. Flegel shows up literally minutes later, and this happens. Yay, congratulations. Then instead of killing the girl, by the way, no, I don't remember their names, Flegel promises to take Harley and the girl whose name I just looked up, it's Zoe, to see Snorky. The Dadager finally finds the exec's office, but only finds Drooper, who proceeds to do the spray can thing everyone did as a kid to his face, as Bingo kidnaps his kid. Glad we developed those characters. Anyway, the mom and the brother who lost Harley find the showrunner, and Dadager walks in and dies in front of them right there, so everyone enters panic mode. All the kids are put into a cage. Why they're not kept with the kids is revealed they have later in the basement? Bro, God only knows. Anyway, here's Harley's mom fighting Bingo.
Time's almost up.
For you.
Harley's mom convinces the influencer girl, God, this has gotta be hard to follow, to come with them. Bingo's body is brought to Carl, who, oh God, I forgot about Carl. Alright, basically he's the creator of the Splits, like their father. He's the one that gives them an update that causes this whole thing. It doesn't matter. The kids escape and shove him in the cage. Flegel and Drooper then kill the dad, who apparently was just fine after, in the showrunner. Zoe, Harley, and Dadger's kid find Snorky. Harley dances with Snorky because he's convinced he'll save them, and they all walk off together. The adults find Carl and quickly find a basement that he apparently has, playing some mysterious music. They all climb down except for Miss Influencer over here. She finds the head of a 5th banana split that Carl was making. She dons a mask and kills Carl. In the basement, it's discovered the splits kidnapped every kid that was at the taping somehow, even though it doesn't make any sense because they were all accounted for when the audience was leaving. But it's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie with the banana splits. They have them all down here, so even after the show's been canceled, the show can go on. Snorky brings the kids down to the basement with the horror show of that. But since Harley and Snorky danced together, and yes, that did work, Snorky gives Harley a key. With Snorky's key, the kids escape, and Harley's family gets in a final battle against Flegel and Drooper. It ends in both of them dying, and the family gets to walk away.
Hold it!
But wait, there's more. As they're walking away, Bingo reveals he's not dead, and okay, this was inevitable. This fight ends in both of them dying, and Harley having to say goodbye to his hero. We then get a Scooby-Doo type ending with the police as everything is wrapped up. The last thing we see is Miss Influencer driving off with the bodies of the banana splits, and Flegel's eyes turn back on. Then, nothing. What? You didn't think the Banana Splits movie was getting a sequel, did you? And that's everything. That's the Banana Splits. And it only took 2 episodes and nearly 7 months for me to cover it. If we learned anything today, it's that Warner Brothers have no idea what to do with this franchise. And I can't blame them, do you? It's like someone coming up to you and saying, what should we do with the Wiggles? All that said, the movie apparently did something right. I can't find a definitive answer as to whether it's in production or out, but there is a fan-made remake of this film coming. It's apparently made entirely in Rec Room, so it'll probably have the same vibe as Shrek Retold. That weird Shrek fan remake, if you know what that is. I can't lie in saying seeing all of them die doesn't give a sense of finality, and the comic doesn't give a sense of ending to their feud with the Sour Grapes. It just sits weird with me. It's like giving Blue from Blue's Clues a gun. You just don't do it. It's definitely a bizarre note to end a franchise on, and one you can't really go back from either. Whether you like it or not, this is the Banana Splits going forward. If they want to do anything with them, maybe in 10, 15 years they can be for children again. Once you go here, there's really no going back. Leaving this as the Banana Splits final legacy for now. No, I'm not covering more Banana Splits content as it comes out. Sorry for the wait, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all later.